Welcome back to the stage of history here on the House of Cog. It is episode 26, and today we'll be discussing the Impala. First off, let's start off with the hood. I wanted to put some Louvers on the hood, found these Z28 Louvers. Let's go. So I got these Louvers off of Amazon. I forget which affiliate, but you can check it out. Eventually, I would find some honeycomb mesh. It's made out of aluminum, and I figured aluminum would be easier to bend, so I ended up getting the aluminum type. But it looks pretty slick when you see it in person. Just me forming it and stuff like that. This is the other side, and it won't rust too. It's aluminum. But that took actually a lot of time forming it into place. A lot of cutting. Ended up using some metal shears, which were handy. I got those from Lowe's. It took a long time. And now we get to the hood part. Here's the hood for reference. The louvers came with templates, but I made another pair of templates just so it doesn't damage. I don't damage those original ones. But that was a very, very long process too. Alright, here's the hood. I'm ready to cut here. This is a pain in the butt trying to match it up on this side. For some reason, I kept getting different measurements on the short end over here. Not sure why, because it was right here, correct length here, correct length there, but then I measure up there, and then it was just short, just a smidge. Maybe it's just that line right here up top, as you see, is just not exact like that over there. And here's the hood. I had to measure a whole bunch just to make sure everything was lined up just right. You've heard the expression, if you're watching these videos, you definitely heard the expression. Measure twice, cut once. Well, I measured like, I don't know, 50 times. I knew there was no messing it up, so I had to make sure I was just right. And here's the hood. I got the louver cutouts and put in place here. As you can see, it looks like it has potential in these it took a lot of finessing and more modifying of the aluminum mesh to get it within this hole. I thought I was tight enough, but I wasn't, so that I ended up having to narrow the aluminum, the honeycomb even more in order to fit the holes here. But what I ended up doing, as you can see, I ended up using some chalk to do the back side and then the front side, because there's two layers to cut through here. Then I have to measure it on the other side to make sure it lines up exactly so that both cuts from both sheets of metal line up just right. And I had like 3 adjustments I had to make, but it turned out pretty accurate. It took a lot of batteries, I'll tell you that, to cut through this thing. This hood ate through batteries really quickly, and to an extent the cutting wheels too. And here Jason's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me. He already hates me. No, he doesn't hate me. He's begging me when I told him what I did. This is just the filling, the spray foam, the stuff that expands. I could have fiberglassed it, but I wasn't comfortable doing that at all. As I told Jason, hot rodding this is in a sense hot rodding, and it's all this in pure sense is doing with what you can. Oh, here's me getting ready to paint the hood. Here's the hood. I'm not satisfied with some of the results, but it's much better than how it used to look. So in that sense, it works out. It looks pretty nice, I think. So here's a close-up of the Louvers. Initially, these rivets were actually black. They were supplied by the manufacturer. But I told myself, you know what, I'm going to get aluminum rivets that are not black, because I think it'll look better matching up with this black and then the mesh behind there. And here are the Jags SSR wheels. I got a really good deal on them. I had to get the socket to clear the lug nut openings. Sam and I pulled the engine from the Impala, the 327. It was uneventful, but I ended up finding issues. When I took the rocker covers off, I noticed there's a bunch of Wendy's Frosty underneath here on both sides, and then I got to, and I thought that might have just been moisture buildup, and then I got to here and kind of see there's not kind of, but it's pretty obvious there's some more Frosty going on. I was like, well, a lot of moisture. And same with the manifold over here. When I dumped the oil out, so bunch of coolant just came gushing out. So I was like, well, there goes that. But then I had remembered that upon cleaning the surfaces here, I had noticed that there was white oxidation on the aluminum. I was like, well, that's kind of weird because there's no oxidation anywhere else. But then again, those are the coolant ports. And I was like, you know what, let me take a look over there at the manifold. I noticed the manifold bolts, they came off rather easy. Not much effort really. And then I looked over here and I was like, that looks like oxidation there, and that's the coolant ports. I'm like thinking coolants ended up getting all the way in there and then in the oil pan because there's a lot. And to aid it, use 2 flywheel bolts, use this breaker wrench here, jammed underneath, pinned it underneath here, and then rotated it and eventually got it. Alright, got the camshaft out. I'm concerned about this weird surface on the lobe. Some of it's polished, but then there are these weird burrs in it. So I'm not quite sure. I think I'm just gonna get another camshaft. I don't want any problems. 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 Problems. Alright, so that's episode 26 of the House of Cog. That'll wrap it up for this episode. And remember, kids, enjoy your cars, go drive them, and kapla on all your projects. See ya. Oh, and if you get a chance, ask Jason what he first thought of those SSR wheels when I sent a picture to him.